Hello and welcome to an early edition of Cricket Happenings with your host Ram today. And on this Cricket Happenings show, it's going to be the first day's play in the first test match between Australia and Pakistan in the United Arab Emirates, which was played in Dubai today amidst a lot of heat in Dubai. And today, Pakistan really made Australia work very, very hard as Mohammad Hafeez, who returned back into the team after a gap of 2 years, and I thought one has to really commend the Pakistan Cricket Board for getting Mohammad Hafeez as a last minute player into the drafting the 15th player into the squad from the original 14, and they did it. And today Mohammad Hafeez proved his worth to the team with his 10th test century, making 126, and his partner Imam ul Haq went on to make his highest score in test cricket. And also both, as I said, they grinded the Australian bowling to put on 199 for no loss at tea, and they went on to a double century partnership. But finally, it's only in the final session that the Australians really hit back by getting 3 wickets, as the Pakistan score read 255 for 3 at close of play on the first day of the first test between Pakistan and Australia. So and keeping the today I would be keeping the cricket happenings focus on the in the United Arab Emirates, as I have not been having time, and I do apologize to all those Afghanistan cricket fans who are watching my show that I was not able to talk about it. I know that Afghanistan is playing their Afghanistan Premier League. This is the first time that Afghanistan is the Premier. This is the sort of an inaugural Afghanistan Premier League, the T20 version, which has been floated, and it has been played in the United Arab Emirates. And today we are seeing, as I am talking to you, there is a match which is going on, which I'll talk about, and I will touch on the second and third match that happened yesterday in Dubai and Sharjah, and also we'll have a live cricket update coming in from Sharjah in the Afghanistan Premier League. So let's start the game today on this show by giving you a first day report on the first day's play. Talking about the Pakistan versus Australia, it all started off with Australia having 3 players getting their baggy green cap and starting their test careers, one could say. One was Arun Finch, Travis Head, and the other one was the one who has been fast tracked into the test arena because of his very consistent performance, Marnus Labuschagne. And Pakistan had one debutant as well. It was the tall, off-spinning all-rounder Bilal Asif. And well, it started off in fact, Tim Payne called wrongly, Sarfraz Ahmed, the Pakistan captain, called rightly, and immediately decided that Pakistan will bat first. So it all started off with Mitchell Starc and Peter Siddle starting proceedings, and definitely they made both the openers, Mohammad Hafeez and Imam ul Haq, really cautious. So there was a very cautious stroke play. Imam ul Haq was very cautious with his strokes. Mohammad Hafeez, on the other hand, was also doing the same, and they were just biding their time at the crease, as the first session did not yield a lot of runs, but nevertheless Imam ul Haq and Mohammad Hafeez preserved their wickets, which was the good thing, and they had gone to lunch without losing a wicket. In fact, Mohammad Hafeez, after a brief while, really started playing his strokes, which forced the Australian captain Tim Payne to actually bring in his spinner Nathan Lyon very quickly into the mix. In fact, he brought Nathan Lyon quickly into the mix, but definitely it did not yield with any reward. As Mohammad Hafeez, as you know, he drives superbly, which he was doing, and he was also flicking well. At the other end, Imam ul Haq was a picture of perfection, as he was nicely getting in behind the line of the ball, offering a very strong defense against the bowlers. And also, Imam ul Haq definitely has the ability to hit as well. But when the spinners were introduced, especially John Holland, the left arm spinner, was introduced, he danced down the wicket and deposited him twice into the spectators' arena for sixes. As Imam ul Haq also started growing in confidence. And Mohammad Hafeez was also using his feet superbly to the Australian spinners Lyon and John Holland as things went on. And the Australians, it was a very hot and humid day here in Dubai. And at tea, the Pakistan openers had already put on 199 runs for the first wicket, totally justifying the Pakistan captain winning the toss and electing to bat, as Imam ul Haq and Mohammad Hafeez definitely made the Australians really work hard, as the Australians were really frustrated, looking out for a reward, as the score read 199 for no loss at tea time. But after tea, when the Pakistan got their double century partnership, the Pakistan openers got their double century partnership, that was the first time, that was the time the Australians got their reward after 205 runs was put by both the batsmen, as the first wicket to go was Imam ul Haq. Imam ul Haq was a victim, Nathan Lyon was the bowler, and Nathan Lyon got a ball which actually went straight through, as Imam probably was shaping to actually think that the ball is going to spin away and he was going to cut it, but the ball went straight, hit the edge of the bat, and it was all over, where Tim Paine had grabbed it. And finally the Australians were mighty relieved that they actually got rid of the opening pair, and Nathan Lyon was the man who did it, but not before Imam ul Haq had played a wonderful innings of 76, which was his highest test score, which included 7 fours and 2 sixes. He was caught by Tim Paine behind the stumps of the bowling of Nathan Lyon. So that was wicket number 1. The Pakistan score reading a princely 205 for 1. Now Mohammad Hafeez was joined in by Azhar Ali at the crease, and one saw that after tea, and especially after getting the wicket of Imam ul Haq, Nathan Lyon was bowling a very good line. At the other end, Peter Siddle was in operation, and he was also bowling a very good line as well. And then Peter Siddle got one very good delivery to Mohammad Hafeez. Mohammad Hafeez had notched up his 10th test century after a gap of 2 years being out of the Pakistan test team, and this was a ball from Peter Siddle which kept coming. It landed on the off stump, and in fact the ball started coming in, and it went and hit the pads of Mohammad Hafeez. Hafeez could not get a bat onto it, and it was the end of Mohammad Hafeez. LBW bowled Siddle for 126 with 15 nicely hit boundaries by Mohammad Hafeez. And so now the score read 200 and double Nelson, as we call it in England. Double Nelson, 222 for 2 was the score from Pakistan. So after tea, Australia had struck by dismissing both the openers, and that in itself was a victory for Australia. Now Haris Sohail walked in to join Azhar Ali, and that was a sort of a phase where the Pakistan batsmen had to really start playing in a very careful manner after losing those 2 wickets, and things were not very easy, and runs were not easy to come by, with both the spinners operating in tandem, Nathan Lyon and John Holland, the left arm spinner. But Haris Sohail definitely hit one very good shot when he came down the wicket and lofted John Holland into the long on region for a beautiful six. Azhar Ali and Harry Sohail. Now, I mean, things were just going on very well, and the score was reading 244. I think it was the 87th over of the day, and there was only 3 more overs left for the day to finish. One did not know what was the reason for Azhar Ali to definitely go and have a whack at Holland. And normally Azhar Ali is such a player who normally does not get tempted. He's someone who really likes to stay at the crease, and under the circumstances, one would definitely say that Azhar Ali was guilty of playing a false stroke, because he wanted to. John Holland tempted him by tossing the ball up, inviting Azhar to have a go. Azhar came down the wicket. He wanted to loft the ball over the mid-off region, but the ball was a touch slower and probably held up, and Azhar Ali ending up mishitting the ball, and it was Stark at mid-off diving forward to take the catch. And as I said, Azhar Ali was definitely guilty. Just before close of play, he definitely did a wrong thing there and ended up losing his wicket. Azhar Ali gone, caught Stark, bowled Holland for 18 with 2 boundaries. Now the score at 244 for 3, and it forced Pakistan to actually send in the night watchman Mohammad Abbas to the crease. And finally, I thought the Australians definitely hit back very well in the final session, giving away only 56 runs and nipping 3 important wickets, and especially the wicket of Azhar Ali was something which was definitely a silly mistake by Azhar Ali towards close of play. Harry Sohail was not out on 15 at close of play with 1-6. Mohammad Abbas, the night watchman, not out on 1. 255 for 3 as Australia hit back in the final session. Now, the bowling, if you see, Mitchell Starc definitely bowled well in the morning. 21 overs, 6 minutes, none for 66. Peter Siddle, I thought, bowled superbly, giving nothing away. 15 overs, 7 maidens, 23 runs on 1 wicket. Nathan Lyon, 33 overs, 10 maidens, 1 for 63. John Holland got that important wicket of Azhar Ali. 18 overs, 1 maiden, 72 runs on 1 wicket. Mark Labuschagne had a trundle for the first time, and he bowled 2 overs for 9 runs. I believe he's a leggy. And Mitchell Marsh 1 over for 5 runs. So that was the match situation in Dubai on the first day of the first test match between Pakistan and Australia. Now, as I said, I'm going to keep this cricket happening show in the United Arab Emirates, and now I'm going to talk to you about something which I've not done, and as you know, I love talking about cricket. I don't mind which cricket it is, but Afghanistan Premier League this is the first time that an Afghanistan Premier League has been floated, and why not? Afghanistan truly deserve that, because they are the ones who are the sort of little giants of international cricket now. So let's talk about the Afghanistan Premier League. The first match, I can just give you a sort of a thing saying that Mohammad Shahzad played a wonderful knock in that first match, inaugural match of the Afghanistan Premier League. And today what I'm going to look at is the second and third match in the Afghanistan Premier League, and then we'll have a look at the current score that's happening. I'll take you for a live cricket update there, but first let's get on to the second match of the Afghanistan Premier League. And this was a match which was played between Kandahar Knights and Nangarhar Leopards, and it was played in the Sharjah cricket ground. Well, the Kandahar Knights were restricted, one thought, to 139 for 9 with some very good bowling coming in from the bowlers. Now let's have a look at the bowling situation here. Well, Ben Cutting, the captain of the team, including a hat-trick, did a wonderful job. 4 overs, no maiden, 28 runs and 5 wickets. Splendid bowling from Ben Cutting, and 1 wicket apiece to Mujibur Rahman. 4 overs, 1 for 26. McLennan 4 overs, none for 30. Naveen ul Haq, the medium pace bowler, 1 for 13. 1 for 20 for the Zahir Khan, the spinner. Rahmat Shah bowling 1 for 16. Now, as far as the batting was concerned, from the Kandahar Knights, The highest scorer was Karim Jannat with 39 of as many balls with 3 fours and 1 6. Sterling made 18 of 15, 2 fours, 1 6. Brendan McCullum 19 of 15, 2 fours. Karim Sadiq was out for naught. Asghar Afghan, the captain, was out for just 3 runs. Kevin O'Brien made 22 of 14 with 3 boundaries. Najbullah Zidran made 17 of 12, 3 fours. Other than that, there was nothing to really talk about. And 139 for 9 definitely did not seem a good score. And Nangarhar Leopards actually went on to win the match by 6 wickets. The opening, they had a good opening start. Najib Tarakai contributing 32 of 25, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Johnson Charles making a very hard hit 30 of 24 deliveries, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Anton Davisic out of 12 of 13, 1 4. Rahmat Shah making 1, but it was Hasmatullah Shahidi, talented Hasmatullah Shahidi, along with Shafiqullah taking them home. Hasmatullah Shahidi was unbeaten on 26 of as many balls, 2 fours, 1 6. Shafiqullah was not out on 35, 20 balls, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Game over, and it was the victory for the Nangarhar Leopards. As far as the bowling was concerned, Amir Hamza 1 for 21. Taimal Mills was very costly. He was hit to the tune of 34 runs in 3.3 overs. Syed Shirzad 4 overs 1 for 30. Karim Jannat 2 overs 1 for 13. Waqar Salam Kale 4 overs 1 for 28. And Karim Sadiq 1 over 1 for 5. And Ben Cutting, the captain, for taking the hat-trick and taking 5 wickets, was named man of the match. Now we get on to the third match of the Afghanistan Premier League. This match was being played between 2 teams, which I'll be talking about. Kabul Zwanan, which was taking on the Balk Legends. Kabul Zwanan was the ones who actually batted first, and they put up a good score on the board of 176 for 6. They did not have a good start. They lost Luke Ronke for 11 of 10 balls, 2 fours. Hazratullah Zazai was out for 7 of 6 balls with 1 4. And Colin Ingram left for 9 of 8 balls with 2 fours. The man who did it, Evans, who did it in the first match as well, as we would remember, did a wonderful job. He thrashed 64 of 47 balls, 4 fours and 4 sixes to really give some real impetus to the innings of this team. Javed Ahmadi making 21 of 18 with 3 boundaries, but then Rashid Khan, the star of this Afghanistan team, as we all know, really showed. We all know that he definitely has a great capability as an all-rounder, and that's what really was in the picture today, as Rashid Khan smashed an unbeaten 56 towards the end of just 27 deliveries, included 5 sixes and 3 fours. 176 for 6 was what they put on the board. The bowling, Nabi had 2 for 20, Aftab Alam 2 for 36, Ben Lauren 3 overs cost him 34 runs. Bopara was taken to the cleaners, 4 overs none for 53, Gulbuddin Naib 1 for 21. The Balk Legends, they chased the 177 with not much problem at all, as they won the match by 8 wickets. Munro was out for 7 to the bowling of Rashid Khan. Usman Ghani was out for 40 of 36, but Ryan ten Doshat, the Netherlands boy, did a wonderful job as he took them to victory with a very hitting innings of an unbeaten 78 of 46 deliveries, 7 fours and 4 sixes. Ravi Bopara kept him company, not around 38 of 21 balls, 5 fours, 1 6. Game over, and the match was won by the Balk Legends by 8 wickets. The bowling, if you look at it, Farid Ahmed 3 was none for 24, for Rashid Khan 4 was 1 for 24, Zahir Shahzad 2 was none for 26, Shahidullah 3 was none for 24, Parnell bowled 3.5 overs, no maiden 1 for 31. The man of the match going to Ryan Tendo Shat for his 78 runs. Now, coming to the last leg of the Afghanistan Premier League, as I promised you, I'll take you to a live cricket update on the match which is currently underway here between the Paktia Panthers and Nangar Leopards. I'm going to tell you what exactly is the situation. Paktia Panthers were made 184 for 8 batting first, and the Nangar Leopards right now have lost the match. Nangar Leopards have lost the match. 1 ball remaining, 22 runs to get. Nangar Leopards have lost the match to the Paktia Panthers. So let's have a look at the card here. Now, talking about this particular match, I'm going to tell you as to what really happened, and as we are going to talk about it. So Paktia Panthers have won the match by 4 wickets, in fact. The Paktia Panthers won the match by 21 runs. Paktia Panthers batted first. They had a blasting innings from the Afghanistan opener Mohammad Shahzad, who blasted 53 of 31 deliveries, which included 7 fours and 2 sixes. Hisanullah 11, Delport made 35. Samiullah Shenwari chipped in with an unbeaten 38 of 25, 2 fours, 3 sixes. Freedy made a quick fire 19 of 18, 2 fours, 1 6, as they reached 184 for 8. Under 84 for 8, the bowling was clattered today. Mujibur Rahman went for 37 of his 4 with 1 wicket. Nabil Al 3 overs got thrashed for 48 runs. Ben Cutting once again the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs no made in 3 for 25, 2 for 22 for Zahir Khan, the spinner who bowled well, and Nangarhar Leopards, as I said, they found the going tough. They were restricted to 163 for 6. Hasmatullah Shahidi played a lone hand. Ben Cutting did his bit. In fact, Ben Cutting put up an all-round performance, but to no avail, as they could not win this match and lost by 21 runs, with Ben Cutting hitting 71 of just 39 deliveries with 5 fours and 6 sixes, trying his best to take his team to victory, but unfortunately that never happened. Hasmatullah Shahidi was not on 49 of 36 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Tarakai was out for 12, Johnson Charles 1, Dave 6-8, Rahmat Shah 7, McLean was not 163 for 6. If you look at the bowling there, Ishrudana bowled very well, 4 overs 228, Yusuf Zai 1 for 47, Shafruddin Ashraf 1 for 34, Shahid Afridi 1 for 24, was the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs 1 for 20 was Ziaur Rahman, and it was a 20-20 Azmatullah Omar Zai, as we all know. And that was it, dear fans. Paktia Panthers winning this match. And I'm very glad that finally I laid a hand on the Afghanistan Premier League. As you know, Afghanistan cricket fans who are very loyal to my cricket show, I do apologize. I would love to talk about every match, but it's quite too much for me sometimes to accommodate everything. So I will try to post my tweets on Twitter, so you can look at the tweets. And as and when time permits, I'm always there. For me, cricket is general. It is not about any country. The more and more countries come and play cricket, I am there to come and talk about the game, because that is my real passion for this wonderful, fantastic game in this world. For me, is cricket. Thanks for watching my Cricket Happening show. As usual, dear fans and subscribers, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you.